There are two types of AI automations, workflows and agents. One follows a set path while the other makes decisions on the fly. If you're building an AI automation and you don't know the difference, you're setting yourself up for failure. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how they work, when to use each one, and why choosing the right approach is key to building the automations that actually work in the real world. LLMs. Step 1, we have large language models. These are LLMs. Basically, they are the brains behind tools like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. They're amazing at turning good ideas into really polished text. So let's say, for example, I am running a barbering business and I ask ChatGPT, can you write me a funny caption for my next promotional video? Boom, it spits out an amazing caption within seconds. However, if I ask it, when is my next appointment? It has no idea what to do. Why? Because it doesn't have any access to my personal data like my calendar, text, or emails. Now, LLMs are powerful, but they're missing two things. First is they don't know your private data unless you give it to them every time. And two, they are passive. They wait for a prompt and then respond. Now, what if we could let a powerful tool like ChatGPT and Claude access our personal data? I'm talking Google Calendar, Google Sheets, Gmail, the stuff we use every day. Once we give LLM our tools or these tools, suddenly we're not just chatting with AI, we're building an AI automation to do things for us. Now, here's where the split happens between workflow and agent. A workflow is linear and predictable. If you know the process is going to be the same every time, this is the best option. It's cheaper, it's faster, and more reliable. An agent, on the other hand, with the same tools can technically get the job done too. It's more flexible, however, more expensive and more prone to making errors since it has to think at each step. So if we were to go back to my barbering example and build an AI workflow, it would look something like this. I would have an input trigger, and in this case, I want it to be a Google form. I would have that Google form be put into a Google Sheet and check my Google Calendar for my availability. I would use an LLM to write a personalized email with this availability and using the Gmail from the Google Sheets to write an email using the tool Gmail to send and confirming the availability and booking time. Now, this is a workflow. It follows the same path every time. It's very predictable and scalable. Now, let's say I wanted to build the same thing, but using an AI agent instead. An AI agent will have a brain, memory, and instructions that give it a little bit more of an edge on thinking about logic and reasoning. So let's say I had an input, let's say the same thing is a Google form. It would use its reasoning and instructions and logic to determine which tools to use before sending it out as a Gmail. The biggest part in building effective automations is understanding when we need an AI agent or an AI workflow. Is it deterministic or non-deterministic? Or in other words, is it predictable or unpredictable? Now, how do we know if something is deterministic or non-deterministic? I want you to think to yourself, can I define what should happen exactly step by step every single time? If yes, it's deterministic. If no, it's non-deterministic, and you should probably use an agent. Now, let's dive into a real world example. Let's say for now, I employ a Google form as my main source of booking and leads. When a client fills out a form, I'll pull their name and the service that they want, check my Google Calendar, and send them some time slots via email. With a form, there are certain predictable values that I can expect every single time. For example, their name, their email, and what type of cut they want. Because the structure is always the same, I can build a workflow around it. So I can tell my automation, grab their name and email from the Google Sheets, look at my Google Calendar, use ChatGPT to write a friendly email, and send it to them via Gmail. This is deterministic. The inputs are very clean and well structured, and the path never changes. But what happens if I want to start letting people book through direct messages or DMs? Now we've entered chaos mode because the inputs are going to become very unstructured and totally unpredictable. For example, if we have a message that says, can I get a cut after 4, but also I want to get a fade, now we must have an automation with an AI agent that's able to interpret the casual language, figure out the intent, extract key details like date, time, or number of people, and check our Google Calendar dynamically. It must decide how to respond based on what is available, and then write and send a personalized message. This obviously requires an AI agent, something that can think and reason and use the tools in real time and decide for itself. So with structured data like a form, you would want a workflow. But with unstructured data like messages or DMs, it would be best to employ an agent.